Hello, my name is Pavel. Welcome back to my channel. If you cannot tell, I'm in a different setting. I'm in my kitchen and I'm making a vlog because I am off work for 2 weeks and it feels really weird to have time to do things that I want to do. And the first thing that I wanted to do was vlog because I have not vlogged in such a long time. But for some context, today is Monday. Therefore, the weekend has just passed and I actually did some things on the weekend. And now that I think about it, I probably should have ignored the hair. Probably on the weekend, I probably should have vlogged because on the weekend I did some fun stuff. The first thing that I did is that I went to Belfast to St. George's Market. It is a market where people sell things. People sell really cool food, sell jewelry that's really cool, plants, everything. It's a market, it's indoors. It was a great time. I took loads of videos, but I didn't vlog. So here are some of the videos. Then I came home and I went to the beach. I went to get a coffee, as you do every single day, basically, that I'm off. I go for a coffee. Is it financially sensible? Definitely not, but I did that. The lighting is actually insane because it keeps getting like really sunny and then it gets like really dark and it's really annoying. Okay, so I watched 3 movies on the weekend and I'm going to tell you about them really quickly. The first thing was Rye Lane. It is about a guy who's getting over a heartbreak and he meets somebody else that kind of like supports him and helps him get over it, and you know, they kind of like, they have a bit of chemistry. Will they get together? Will they not? And it is edited in such an incredible way. It's such a funny movie. It's such a great time. It's 80 minutes long. It's a directorial debut by the director. I forget the name of the director, but I'll put it up on the screen. It's incredible. It's funny. It makes you feel, I don't know. The movie is just a fun time and it's beautiful. If you want something to cheer you up, if you're feeling a little bit down, if you're feeling a little crap, Rye Lane is the movie that you need to watch. And I watched something absolutely opposite to Rye Lane, and that was Polanski's Rosemary's Baby. Wait. Rosemary's Baby. Yes, that is the movie, and holy fuck, that was one of the best movies that I've watched all year. The ending of that movie is terrifying. If you do not know what this iconic movie is about, it is about a lady called Rosemary and she is pregnant, and throughout her pregnancy she suspects that her neighbors and the people around her are trying to kind of like twist her life in an awful way and try kind of take over her pregnancy. The movie explores manipulation, paranoia, everything. It is terrifying psychologically, and the ending is just holy shit. If you have not seen Rosemary's Baby, why can I not say that name at all? If you have not seen it, go watch it. And then finally I watched the most popular probably mockumentary of all time, Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap, and holy fuck, I finally understand what the hype was about. That was such a fun time. It's also super short and I love how subtle the jokes are. Like, it comes across as, it sticks to the form and the jokes are so subtle, but when you notice them and when you hear them and when you see them, like for example in the lyrics of the songs, you're like, holy shit, that is questionable, but it is funny. There are so many scenes, especially towards like the last 20 minutes of this movie, that made me laugh quite a lot, especially when they kind of like have Stonehenge on the stage and they have like leprechauns dancing. Holy fuck, that movie is absolutely wild. It is wild. But anyway, that is a recap of my weekend, of everything that I did. Today I'm in a mood to watch something, maybe David Lynch type thing or something like that. I don't know. But the first thing I need to do is go wash my hair because it is nuts. So I'm gonna go do that and I will keep you up to date with what happens in the vlog and what I'm doing today. And I can't wait because I love just being at home and chilling. So see you then. Okay, hello, I've washed my hair. I feel like it's only in the vlogs that you get to see me look like this. But I think I've picked the first movie that I'm going to watch today, and that is Charlie Kaufman's new short movie. I don't even know the name of it, but Charlie Kaufman, I made a video about Charlie Kaufman whenever I watched Maddie Healy's favourite movie, which was Synecdoche in New York, and it made me feel extremely depressed and kind of question my life. But weirdly, I really enjoyed that, and I'm quite excited to watch his new short movie. I think it's like 20 minutes long, so it's absolutely perfect to start my day with that. Speaking of depressing things, I actually read a play called Endgame by Samuel Beckett a few days ago, and I want to quickly tell you what it's about because I feel like it's in theme with this kind of like existential and absurdist themes that are present throughout Kaufman's works. This play is about two kind of central characters who are Ham and Clov. Ham is a man who sits on his chair, he is blind, and then we have Clov, who is kind of like obeying Ham's orders. The world outside this room does not exist. It is a wasteland, and this play kind of just focuses on kind of like the dependency and the existential themes of life and the idea of suffering, and the fact that there's two people left in the world. Well, actually, there's Ham's parents, who are called Nag and Nell, and they're always kind of like, and they live in trash cans in the background. But basically, it's a play about codependency, existentialism, and kind of like coming to terms with the world is ending, but not kind of like accepting that, not accepting the idea that suffering is a part of life. And there's just kind of like this codependency that exists between the two characters. One of them is blind and obviously can't see, but he has like this wisdom, I suppose, and then the other character is obeying Ham's orders because he wants to leave, but there's nowhere to leave, and they both kind of like are in this like never-ending cycle of not coming to terms with what is actually happening. And I don't know, it's very interesting, it's very conversational, obviously, because it is set in one room and with like two windows and two trash cans. That is the entire setup for the play. Very good. I read it and I kind of sat there like this after it. But I feel like I wanted to bring this up because it's kind of like in theme with Kaufman's work in general. So I'm going to go watch his short movie and then I will review it in probably 20 minutes. See you then. Okay, hello. My hair is still wet. So therefore, you know, only 20 minutes has passed and I have found out the name of the short movie. And the short movie is called Jackals and Fireflies. And it is a 20-minute poem basically about New York City. We follow a character who is crazy, ridiculously observant. This character sees absolutely everything, and it is a poem that is basically told over various shots of New York City. The most incredible thing about this short movie is that it was filmed entirely on a phone, and it looks so good, and that gives me hope. It's motivating, but it's also like I'm in awe at how good some of the shots in this movie look. Okay, thematically, I didn't really enjoy the poetic aspect of it because maybe I don't think I was in the mood to listen to somebody just give their life experience through a poem over shots of New York City. I respect it. It's incredible. I do not think I could write a poem that long and have it, you know, have so much meaning behind it and so much depth, because it's ridiculously observant. It is in like the detail in the poem is absolutely incredible, but I just don't think I was kind of like in the mood for that. But what I did admire is the visuals of this movie. It is incredible how good some of the shots here look. It's interesting. As I predicted, it would be kind of like existential, maybe like reflective on everything that is happening in this character's life, as I predicted by Kaufman. That was enjoyable. I really liked that. I loved the pace. I love like the really relaxed music in the background, and yeah, that was a good time. Would I recommend this if you're in the mood for like a really long poem, if you want to just kind of relax for 20 minutes and watch New York City and see it from somebody's point of view who kind of like is trying to figure life out and is trying to detail everything that they see, then definitely go check this out. It's on YouTube. And yeah, you know, if you get anything out of this short movie, that if you could do it on a phone, and that's so fucking cool. But next I'm gonna go get a coffee, which I don't think I need because I already feel a little bit like, but I'm gonna go make another coffee and then I'm gonna pick my next movie. So see you then. Ooh, okay. I cannot believe, Jesus, stop. I cannot believe how flat my hair looks, but look, the vlogs are more personal. If you've made it this far, then you can see how round my head looks when my hair is flat. But basically, I'm gonna make myself a coffee. I'm being very basic. I just have instant coffee. I went out for coffee earlier. I need to start saving money, but I'm just gonna have one of these. I'm gonna have one of these and I'm gonna watch a movie. I have this problem, okay? Whenever I'm trying to decide what movie I want to watch, I have such a big list. So I have stripped it down to 3 movies to pick between now and maybe the rest of the day. And then if I'm like want something absolutely particular, like a comedy or something, then I can change it. The 3 movies I'm going to be picking between are we have, oh, it's 4 movies. Sorry, it's 4 movies. We have Blue Velvet, Cha Cha Real Smooth, and then this is the one that I actually am really leaning towards. It's Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. It's a POV horror movie that's meant to be really good. And if you know anything, if you know absolutely anything about me, then you know I love my POV horror movies. And I'm kind of leaning towards that because it's still bright outside, and if I like shit myself and get super scared, I'll be fine. But I'm gonna have some coffee. Do I need any more coffee? What is happening with my hair? Nope, I do not need any more coffee because I'm already feeling like a little bit hyper and a little bit anxious. You know, all the things the great things that coffee does to you. But I will. I'm gonna have one more and then I'm gonna go watch a movie. So I'm gonna go have a coffee, have a movie and stuff. But speaking about, oh, sorry, quickly to interrupt. Speaking about coffee, I have a trial shift at a cafe tomorrow that I really like, and they have the best bakery ever. It is beautiful, the pastries, and the reason that I'm doing a trial shift there is because it's almost summer and I'm almost finished my degree and I need a job, and that's where I might be working for the summer. But speaking of the summer, more news. Oh my god, I feel like this is like a news channel. Keemstar, where are you at? I have really exciting news, but I can't share with you for another 4 weeks and it hurts me. But I promise, if you've stuck around this long into this video, this news is really cool. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say because I'm gonna go make coffee and probably some food and watch, how do you pronounce it? Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. I'm butchering that name, but anyway, be right back. Okay, I'm finished watching that movie and holy crap, that was like really good. I have an hoodie on because it got really cold and I tried to do my hair but it still looks like a bird's nest, so you know. Anyway, before I speak about the movie, I'm going to try to pronounce it again. Gonjiam Haunted Asylum, I have no idea, but I'm going to read you the synopsis and I'm going to talk about it. But that was so good. An internet broadcaster recruits a handful of people for the experience the horror show at Gonjiam's psychiatric hospital, a place selected as one of the 7 freakiest places on the planet. They're to explore the haunted asylum and stream it live on their online show. And you know what? Usually, okay, in every way, this is an absolutely generic movie, like an absolute generic horror trope. Everything about this is super generic. But there's something about this movie that is just like, ooh, that is really solid. And I heard about this movie from Possessed by Horror, her YouTube channel, and basically there's loads of things about this movie that work, and I'm going to talk about them. The form, we start off with a clip in the movie that looks like it was just filmed on an iPhone, and you're like, oh, this is like really personal, and then it comes into the whole like YouTuber live streamer thing, and usually in movies that comes across as really corny and really cringy, but you know what, in this one it works really well because it felt realistic. It didn't feel like absolutely put on, it felt honest, and I really love that. And one thing that I noticed, oh my, this genuinely sounds like I'm losing my mind, but I promise, whenever I was watching this movie, like not 2 minutes, but like maybe like 15 minutes in, I heard 3 knocks in my kitchen, and they were just talking about knocks in the movie, and I swear on my life, like this sounds made up, but it happened, and I was so fucking scared. So I had to pause the movie and go check it out, and everything is fine, but that scared me. And in general, okay, we have like 5 or 6 characters in this movie, and they're also fun, they're also different. We have like obviously like the absolute generic characters of one being really stupid, one being really smart, one being really controlling, you know, like all the stereotypes, but we learn about these characters and we actually care about them, and once the movie ends you're like, shit, that was absolutely intense. And I feel like it's so creative with its form because we use like you know, like GoPros, we have like CCTV cameras, we have 360 cameras. I've never seen that 360 camera being used throughout in a movie. So good. And the thing that works about this movie, in a lot of POV horror movies and horror movies in general, they just jump to the horror. They jump to the horror and it's like, boo, straight away. And you're like, oh my God, this is so scary. But with this, the suspense and the pacing of this movie is so great. And you're like 40 minutes in and something happens. Okay, I'm going to spoil it. So spoiler warning. We realize that some of the things happening in the asylum are pranks put on by the people hosting it. And you're like, oh, okay. And that kind of takes away from it from a second. But then whenever it actually, all the horror starts happening for real, you're like, shit. And when the horror does happen, it's terrifying because of the pace, because of the build-up. And it really gave me like the Blair Witch Project vibes, because, you know, the Blair Witch, it's all about the pace, it's all about the build-up. Except in this movie, they actually showed the horror, where in the Blair Witch Project, it's even more... like the viewer's just scared of the what-ifs, whereas the what-ifs are built up for a while here, but you do see the actual things haunting the asylum. And in general, that was so good. I had such a good time, and I think I've watched something depressing today and something quite terrifying, so I think I need to go watch something a little bit more chill, and I have no idea what that's going to be, but I'm going to go watch something more chill, so be right back. Okay, I have watched the last movie for the day, and I think that is all the energy I have, because that was not good. And you're probably like, oh, what did you watch? Well, let me tell you a story. I wanted to watch something relaxing and something kind of stupid that I heard wasn't like meant to be great. So I watched Old by M. Night Shyamalan, and that was not good at all. My head genuinely hurts at that movie. Like, I've heard so many things about Knock at the Cabin, and everybody has been saying that it's really, really good, but I remember when Old came out, everybody was like, this sucks, don't watch it. And I went into this thinking that it's just going to be a bad, good movie, and it was not. It was so boring. I'm not even joking. I went to check how long was left for this movie like 5 times, because holy fuck, that was genuinely painful to watch to an extent. Let me tell you what this movie is about before I talk about it. A thriller about a family on a tropical holiday who discovered that a secluded beach where they are relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day. In theory, that sounds so cool. Like, I can imagine the pitch for this movie being like, what if they all went to a beach, but every hour they age, every minute they're aging, but like it's really, really rapid and their lives are falling apart. As a concept, that sounds so good. But what happens once they start aging? What's the story like? Why is it happening? All the technical, logistical stuff of the movie makes absolutely no sense. This felt like Benjamin Button / Lost, but even worse. Like, that was... I mean, I know I'm talking so much shit, but that was not good at all. Like, it was so bad. From the story, from the plot lines, from like the character development. Oh my God, for the justification as to why this is happening towards the end. The ending, the resolution, the everything. I don't want to spoil it, but holy fuck. That was really, really, really bad. The only thing that I will give like a big thumbs up for is the casting. The casting in this is great, but the acting is awful. The chemistry between all the characters is not good, especially the adults. Awful. I sound super dramatic, and I'm telling you, that was not good at all. I genuinely have nothing else to say about this movie. It is corny. It sucks. I hate being such a hater. I really do not like it, but that was painful. That was not good. Maybe I'll rewatch this with some friends in a few years' time and be like, you know what, maybe this movie isn't as bad as I thought it was. But for now, I think this movie is not for me. But that's everything. I think I'm going to end the vlog there, because I am like so out of energy because of that film. I just can't. Yeah, that's the vlog. I watched a good few movies. I spoke about my weekend. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. If you've watched this far, let me know what you have watched recently. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.